Well, the two things I want to say that's interesting is that we come out with last night. We come out with Do This My Way. We come out with Getting Funky and whatever follows that. The great thing that's happening is a CD/album is being developed. So now when this album comes out, Catz already got 3 joints that they already love. You know what I'm saying? Now when it's time for touring or whatever, you know, we ain't just worried about no one song and got whatever. We're known and we got something. You know, I know for me, you got to have more than 2 or 3 joints for me to be interested in getting a CD or an album. So we're delivering that. But the other interesting thing that's going on is the fact that, as like he's saying, things are developing now. We got music videos now. And that was one of the big things about Kid and Play was the visual things taking place now. Because now with Do This My Way, we are introducing the flat top now. That is in play right now. Excuse the pun. So now when it's time to start touring, and I want to give a big shout out, as we always do, to the girls. Because one of the things in our camp, which was called Idol Makers, is that the strong is going to help pull up the next one. It was by design. So when you saw Shake Your Thing, we're in that video. When you saw a thing where you're beginning to see these 2 guys with these haircuts in there, and that was by design. The girls looking out for us to be very visual, and then us with Kwame, and then with Sweet Tea. You know, all of that was going on at the same time.
Marketing. Early marketing.
That's what you would eventually call marketing.
Now.
Affiliate, it's like affiliate marketing.
So
because that passed on to the Tribe Called Quest, the De La Soul.
Everybody did it.
Everybody
started doing
That's
it.
Everybody had
Flavor Unit,
crew.
that's Native Tongue.
You know,
Aquarium.
Boogie Down Productions, Juice Crew. There's all these crews.
D
you know
Nice
what I'm
showing up
saying?
in D Nice's video, and here's Miss Melody.
Yeah. But you know, I don't know if we kind of I think we kind of did that first, or made it very prominent. We made it very deliberate.
Well, you stood out a lot. The hair. You
know.
managed to stand out in this.
And then the tour they went on, which was the Slammin' '88 tour, where they co-headlined with Keith Sweat. Part of their deal with, you know, I don't know if there was Ricky Walker, but I think it was Ricky Walker, had us as the opening act on that tour, you know, for your seating pleasure. You know what I'm saying? But
Rolling with Kid and Play, 4th single?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
It was. Yeah.
Was it Too Hype?
No.
It was
Rolling. It was Rolling.
Oh, Rolling. Okay.
Yeah. Once
Rolling
the album, when they dropped the album, the single they dropped in conjunction with the album was Rolling with Kid and Play.
Now that Gogo thing is beginning to happen because the
That's
girls
what I
are
was
doing
getting to.
that.
Now we start into the pioneering era. You guys developed a lot of the dances that you were doing, not just the kick step, but a bunch of those other dances that you did in the Getting Funky video.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, the question raises about who came up with what, whatever. It was always a collaborative thing because
so you put them on the map.
So many dancers, and whatever the latest dance was, and people had a certain style and a certain thing. So it was really just stuff that was like jambalaya. You just putting things together and whatever stuck and stood out. It did.
Yeah, the Getting Funky video was kind of our love letter to New York dancers.
Yes.
A lot of those cats that we came up with in the Lag
Good
Quarters.
friends. Yes.
In freaking where they used to beat everybody
Union
up
Square.
at Union Square. You know what I'm saying?
The World.
So that's kind of what that was, and that was all the big dance crews at the time that we knew. We invited them down and we gave them all some shine as we did our thing, and that's what that time of hip hop was about. Dancing was very prominent. Like you had to. That was part of the
cipher.
Yeah, the part and part of the way you had to entertain. That was part of it. You know, if we talk about kind of Calente and them with the James, that was a big thing. You know. That's just kind of what it was, and you know we're all young and active at that time, so that was definitely a part of it. So,
so you're saying that it was a collaborative effort where your signature dance came from, right?
What happened was that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What happened was
nonstop.
when it was time. No, what happened was when it was time for us to tour, because of the music videos, Kid and Play had to dance, and we had dancers in it. But the promoter wasn't willing to pay us. You know, we're barely getting paid ourselves, so we couldn't afford to bring dancers. So what we had to do was dance and rap. You know what I'm saying? And we went to our dancing friends, and along with dancing we already did, and say, hey, you know, what can we put together and do? But that right there was just really the the Charleston. We're just two people standing in front of each other, kicking.
Okay.
And that's all dancing is. I mean, I did a documentary called And I Dance, where I got into the history of when you see even the Michael Jackson moonwalk. He didn't come up with that. That thing was way, way back in black and white movies and stuff like that. So it's like sometimes it's hard to pinpoint, okay, so-and-so did this and so-and-so did that. You're just there having a good time. And what can we do in order to breathe and still dance? What's the easier thing to do? What can we take along with that till we can afford dancers to bring on the road with us? But we had nonstop, TLC, mop IOU dancers,
some great
all of
dancers.
them.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
We had all those dancing crews in that video, and the goal of that video was to celebrate them. And we
Give
were
them
at
their flowers,
up at 145 St. Nick. You know, they wetted down the whole street. You know, and it looked like a Hollywood
Set.
back studio. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody
He was like,
was
yo,
outside.
I was like,
It
nah,
was
man,
crazy.
we
Oh,
uptown.
it was a great thing, and
It
it
was
was
uptown,
great.
yo. They just wet, they wet it so it looks real fly.
And
when
also to celebrate New York, period. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
We had friends who had their motorcycles, we representing that thing. Everything. We just tried to get as much in there to just show a block party at night, I guess. You know
Then the next single, you're implementing Gogo.
Yes.
Yeah, which was and that was like well, Herbie had already done that with Shake Your Thing.
Right.
And that was a big hit for them. And that was that, and not just that was a video. If you look at the Shake Your Thing video, you see us in the back, and we're all doing the kick step and all this. The girls was doing it too. And this is the thing about Herbie. Herbie knew. I don't know if you guys remember. Everybody kept saying, Gogo's coming. Gogo's coming. You know, so close from DC that Gogo's coming. It's coming.
With Chuck Brown and
but you
EU
know what?
and all those groups.
It never came. It never came here to New York like that. Not to dominate or not to be on the radio all the time. Excuse me, but Herbie understood that. And what he said was, I'm going to take a smidge, get a little Gogo. And then I'm going to make it more hip-hop. That's what he did with Shake Your Thing. And that's what he did with Rolling with Kid and Play. Yeah, is that a Gogo record? Yeah, it is. But it's got, it's not too much Gogo. It's still, it's still kind of hip hop, on the more hip hop side of things. So I think Herbie was always really good at finding out what that blend was, because, the Gogo as we know it, like y'all motherfuckers been to DC and been to Gogo. That's Gogo. That's hardcore. That's boom. That's you know what I mean. The music ain't gonna stop for like 2 hours. Right. We used to go see Chuck Brown. Music ain't gonna stop. That's the thing, and that's the real deal. That's the raw deal. He was like, no. Let me give him a smidge. Then we're gonna have a great hook, and then we're gonna and that's what that was. And to that point, that was our biggest record. That record was a game changer.
This trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.